You're listening to the Empire Network.
Good evening, gamers. It's time to insert your quarters and play another round of Hyperspace Gaming. I'm your host this evening, McMahon. It's a pleasure to be here with all the gamers across the world. Joining us tonight is our panel of esteemed guests and colleagues, as always. Mondo, how you doing this week?
Man, I'm doing pretty good. A lot of good stuff going on. A lot of good stuff going on.
Fantastic, fantastic. And joining us from his nice new abode, Sage, how you doing?
Flipping tired, man. My gas tank is running on empty, and no, I don't mean my bus. But other than that, I'm doing pretty good. And yes, from this wonderful new place, an upgrade, don't you think?
I'd say a shanty is an upgrade on your last place. But enough about that. Let's get this train rolling towards the Tyro station. As this week we talk about a classic, a modern day classic. And that's one of the first Xbox 360 originals to hit home in a big way, and that's Gears of War. We're going to start with exclusively the first Gears of War, and we're going to focus today on the multiplayer aspect, which still holds to this day.
Oh, that's a friggin' loot. It still holds to this day. I've been trying to convince Mr. Host here to reinstall Gears 1 back onto his Xbox. I think, Mondo, you got the new Gears 1, right? The re-release?
Yeah, and
that's but if they made a 50 gigabyte game.
And that's what I was about to bring up is, that's how you can tell that it still holds up. So when the Xbox One came out, that's what a lot of people were echoing is make Gears for it, make Gears for it, make Gears for it, bring Gears 1 for it, bring Gears 1 for it. Then they finally did it, and then it's almost like the whole world practically exploded.
Yeah, I mean, they finally remade it. McMahon needs to reinstall his, and Mondo needs to play more than one round on it at a time, and we'll have a blast. It's not as good as the original. I mean, they changed some mechanics and some of the feel, which is expected. You're going to see that. But it's still Gears. I love this game. To me, I have never played an online game as consistently or as much as I did Gears 1. I mean, Gears 1 had the longevity of 4 or 5 years, just non-stop. Fizz, you were one of those guys that I played it with during that time. Or does it rank for you in terms of the longevity?
Well, I mean, it's still a game that I could go back and play right now. I mean, we're going on, 10 years later, and still satisfied popping that sucker in and playing it.
I love it. I mean, the game is amazing. Let's talk game modes. Everybody's favorite game mode in the online multiplayer. Mondo, let's start with you.
Man, that's a tough one. Yeah, I'm just gonna have to go with the class. Just the basic one.
Yeah.
Oh man, they named it something different. But the basically just like the one kill you're done.
It's execution.
Yeah, execute. For whatever reason, I knew what the name was. I just couldn't. I don't know. I couldn't piece it together for some stupid reason. But no, like that. I just like that game mode. There's a lot of strategy that goes into it. I mean, a lot more strategy than you may expect for a console game.
I mean, that's what made clan matches so friggin' remarkable on that game. And McMahon and I were in several of them. The one kill and done, I loved it so much in Gears that whenever we would host private maps on Call of Duty, we would do something relatively based off that. The one and done is so Gears. I mean, the Gears re-release of 1 does have Team Deathmatch in it, but I never play it. To me, it's execution or go home. Fizz?
Oh, absolutely. Execution is, without a doubt, the best damn game mode in there. I mean, they tried, with Annex and things like that later on to bring some more traditional first-person modes, but the execution is always where it's at. I mean, one death, always, especially back in the original days, the pre-Xbox party days where, you'd be dead and then go into, chat with everybody else that was dead.
Yep, and everybody from both teams is watching the game and able to communicate with each other, with the people that are still alive.
Exactly.
One of the best features in that game. And the trash talking that would go on in between rounds.
Especially, the best part was, when you'd get the tag and then they'd blow you up as well. Then the trash talking got intense. I've been on both sides of that many times.
I mean, there's no doubt just how classic this game is. It, for me, to this day, is my favorite online multiplayer game. Never had a game with longevity. Never met so many amazing... I've met a lot of people via NASCAR leagues, hockey leagues, etc. But some of my favorite people I've met online come from that Gears of War game. When I get a chance, I just want to big shout-outs to Hyman Grinder, Tsunami, loved Spunk, God bless you wherever you are. We know your house burned down and then you came back for a couple weeks and then we've never seen you again. Then the classics, the Mad Worlds, the Wonkas, the Cordell / Chainsaw Chris's, the Burn Boys, the Lady Inks and the Crash and Vash. And,
don't forget Yomo.
Killer Thoughts and Yomo and Don Hatfield, the Citizen West, Reaver, JOK, all you guys who we have at least some minimal contact with, made that game what it was. And I wish that everybody had the re-release of Gears 1. They don't, but those that do, it would be an honor to play with you again. Let's get ready. I apologize for the yappy cat. They're adjusting to the new house still. Let's get right into the maps. Now, I know Mono didn't play this game as much as we did, so I'm going to start with you, Fizz.
Okay.
Name your least favorite maps from Gears 1.
Oh, least favorite? Oh, man.
I know my two right off the top of my head, but I'm going to let you go first.
I was never really a big War Machine fan.
To me, War Machine was like the generic map. It had the turret up top. And it was cool, but at the same time, it's like, if you got that map, you dealt with it, but you could do worse.
Exactly. Wow, that's a tough one. I never really liked the Garden.
Hated the Garden. Hated map.
It was one of the DLC maps, and it was.
It sucked.
Which, considering the two other maps it came with are both probably top 5, is saying something.
It sucked. It sucked so bad.
Something had to give in that DLC pack, that's for sure.
Yeah. It was a great DLC pack. But that map, oh man. They missed on that one.
They did.
Even with the whole gas thing. Do you have anything else other than Garden and War Machine, or is that pretty much the two?
I'd be hard-pressed to pick a third one. There's some middling maps, but none that I, would see them come up in the scroll and be like,
For me, Garden, as we've already said to me, that's the most hated map in the game. Just don't care for it whatsoever. Don't know what they were thinking when they put that map in there. Not a big fan of Mausoleum. As we went on further in the years, I started to like it more because of all the cover, and how you could sneak up to the people in the middle. But not a fan of Mausoleum either. And then what's the other one called? Old Bones.
Old Bones. I'd actually completely forgotten about Old Bones.
We had to cope with that map because it seemed to be a map that always came up in clan matches via MLG. So, I definitely had too much old bones for my bones. Mondo, do you remember any of the maps, or should we move on to the next question?
It would be best to move on. With me, truthfully, when I got around to getting Gears of War, I didn't have online at the time, so I really didn't have the time to appreciate it. Than a lot of people did, unfortunately, because by the sounds of it, and it sounds like the community for Gears, it sounds like it still is, pretty involved and pretty up there.
Oh, for sure. I mean, you still have a few 100,000 people playing daily on this re-release. I mean, the game sold very well, so that's definitely good. Fizz, we're gonna do the reverse topic now. Can you give me your top 5 favorite maps?
Oh my goodness, top 5.
Yeah.
Subway. In no particular order, I should add.
No particular order.
In no particular order. Subway was definitely an ungodly fun map, especially once we found the glitch. And there are a lot of people out there who are going to be like, glitch? Really? You glitch out? And it takes
playing with the right people, the glitch...
It was absolutely fun. That map
with the right people.
It was born for hide and seek. That was the only map where you could play any type of hide and seek type mode, or type fun, and actually have enough room whereby you could actually do anything, really. Next up, Raven Down. Raven Down is a fun map.
One of my favorites.
It was pure chaos, pure unadulterated
awesome for hosts.
chaos.
Not so awesome when you weren't.
Yeah, if you didn't have that advantage of the host shoddy, you were in some trouble. Fuel Depot.
Oh, Fuel Depot's a classic.
It's absolutely a classic. Probably the most played map in all of our clan matches.
Probably the most successful map too for our clan.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Next up, Canals. I love the Canals.
Good map, solid map.
You had the basically 3 levels, in that map. Definitely fun with all the bridges. You could get your snipe on in a good way. And of course, the best map in all of Gears of War, Gridlock. Gridlock, absolutely Gridlock. It's the map everyone knows. Everybody knows Gridlock. Even if you've only played a few rounds, you played on Gridlock. You had to have. Honorable mention, Tyro Station, and Clock Tower.
Wow, I'm insulted. I'm utterly insulted with you right now. All right, well, I'll get to my list.
It just happened. Clock Tower should be a top 5 map, but it's one of those you get through, start naming all the other ones, and it's like, oh crap, I forgot Clock Tower.
Oh. So for me, my cats are playing Sylvester. My cats and dog playing Sylvester and Tweety right now, or Coyote and Roadrunner.
Right, so that's a cat and a bird, and a Roadrunner, and a coyote.
Yeah. So anyway, top 5 maps. I know what my top 3 are. It's so hard to choose because there's so many great maps. Coming in at number 5, though, for me, probably would have to be none other than Subway. Mainly for private maps, though, not for ranked maps. It was a fun mode to play. Although I must stress, it was not the only hide and seek map. There was a second one that was in that DLC. I can't remember the name of the map for the life of me, but it was dark and you're in the swamp and you could hop over the barrel. Yeah, Bullet Marsh. Go into that infinite forest, which was a lot of fun too.
It was a lot harder to get into, though. That's why I don't quite put it up there, because in Bullet Marsh there were times where you could spend the entire time limit just trying to get out.
No doubt. Coming in at number 4, which I'm sad didn't even grace a mention from you. Escalation. Amazing.
Wow, that one, yeah, I can't believe that one just forgot.
Love it.
Great map.
literally, when anybody ever tells you, I have the high ground, well, that you really do get to test what's better, the high ground or the low ground. It's awesome, and it was another map that was common for the...
I prefer to be the guy in the middle with the grenades.
Coming in at number 3, none other than the Gridlock. Probably undoubtedly the most famous Gears of War map. When Gears of War 4 comes out, I guarantee you Gridlock is going to be a multiplayer map. It's just the way it works.
It's been in every other game so far.
Yep. It's sort of the Super Bowl of Gears, even though it's 3 on my list. Number 2 on my list is none other than Fuel Depot. Lots of classic clan battles. We had a lot of strategy there. It's a lot of fun. Never ever could figure out how to get out of that map. I know other people did.
Not on purpose, anyway.
No. Well, sorry, pardon me. We could figure out how to get under the map back in the early days, but not out of the map, per se. But it was a fun map. It's great for clan battles, running back to base. Whoever had the base was usually at the advantage, because if you could make the guys come to you, you could really, F their crap.
Control the choke points. Yeah.
And number 1, which wasn't even in McMahon's top 5, is no doubt about it, Clock Tower, the best map in Gears. It has everything. You want a boom shot? It has a boom shot. You want a sniper? It has a sniper. I think the only thing it doesn't have is the torque and the hammer. It's amazing. You got the high ground, you got the medium ground, you got the low ground. You have where you go out on the bridge there to get the boom, but you're exposing yourself to the sniper. Everything about Clock Tower, I love. It's fantastic. What more can I say?
Clock Tower was definitely a very, very fun map.
Weapon of choice. This we can get Mondo back in here. Mondo, what was your weapon of choice in Gears of War?
Truthfully, I'm just a fan of the classic Lancer. You know, it was just. It's what I like about it is when you get in this rhythm and you get into the active reloads and it becomes such a versatile weapon, and it becomes so. There's almost kind of like this weird harmony about using it. You get the rhythm going, and it's.
Not forget the fact there's a chainsaw on it.
Well, that too. That too.
Bonus!
Fizz, how about you? Your weapon of choice.
Oh, man, that's a tough one. I mean...
I know what it should be, but...
It's a map-to-map decision. But, yeah, I'm an explosives guy, so give me grenades, give me a boom shot, and I'm good to go.
Give him grenades. He was the tag guy. Make no mistake about it.
I was pretty damn good with the boom, too. I could battle snipers with the boom on certain maps.
Back, for me, on the original version of Gears 1, definitely the sniper. I was the guy that would go and pick up the sniper. And would I get some headshots once in a while?
Yeah, until we met Wonka, and then we told you to get the hell away from me.
Well, no, Wonka, with all due respect to Wonka, he was more of a headshot guy, but he missed a lot of people. Where my accuracy was a lot higher than him because I didn't go for the headshots. I went for the active reload, shot to the chest, down the guy, and I allowed my other teammates to collect kills. I remember one clan match, I think, and these things were long. Some of them were 19 rounds. I think I only had like 8 kills in the 19 rounds. But I had something like 52 downs, so I was getting a lot of other people their kills for them with the active down. You get hit once with an active with a sniper and you're automatically down. They've removed that, unfortunately, from the Gears of 1 re-release. I don't know why they would do that. It takes away from it. So I'd say a combination of the sniper and the shotgun. I was host a lot back then in the days. However, like McMahon said, there's some maps where if you can get to the boom, if you can get to the torque. Torque was a classic weapon to use on Tyro Station. As the train goes by, you wind it up, and as soon as the train goes, you hope someone's there and you let it go. Or even shooting the torque at people's feet and causing some damage. That is... we'll sum it up with this here for the Gears 1 multiplayer. Gentlemen, rate the game out of 10. Gears 1, just the multiplayer. Mondo.
I'll give it a 9.
That's a solid mark. Yeah, no, absolutely. I think a lot of people would agree with you on that one. Fizz.
12. We break the scale.
Yeah. 12.1.
This isn't The Price is Right.
I'm going to be that guy. No, for me, it was the perfect online game. Loved it. Miss it. I'd be curious to see if the servers for the first one are still up now that the re-release is out.
They are, because it is backwards compatible.
They are? Okay. Well, that's good news. Gonna have to try that out. Needless to say. Anyways, that is all we have for you on Hyperspace Gaming this week. Join us next week while we talk about the Gears 1 single player, where I'm sure Mondo will be much more involved. He's probably beat the thing more times than I have. We have some cool topics coming up for you in the near future, though, such as the Zelda games for N64. To me, the game for N64, James Bond GoldenEye. That game revolutionized games, in my opinion. And we have some things that Mondo wants to get to that I'm sure we will get to in the very near future. So for all of our gaming friends, keep gaming, my friends. Good night.
Game over.